We are on the cusp of a major social change. Do you feel it? Even if you don't, make no mistake, change is coming, and it is going to be unforgettable. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah Hart, and here on Prime Spark, where we work with and on behalf of women over 55, I want to help you find that spark that will ignite your way forward, reflect your gifts to the world, and illuminate your path through this next stage of life. Through these podcast conversations, I hope to inspire you to see how you can make a significant contribution to some of the gnarly problems that are facing us right now. Join me, and together let's discover our Prime Spark. Hi, and welcome to Prime Spark. I'm Sarah Hart, and I'm so happy you're here with us. Prime Spark is designed for women over 50, or close, with a goal to help us all have our happiest, most fulfilling and productive lives, now and in the future. The mission of Prime Spark is to change the way our society sees and treats older women. That's a big mission, which only means we all need to be involved and we need to get going now. And today I have the pleasure of talking with Barb Scala, a woman whose work I greatly admire. Barb Scala is a value and visibility business strategist guiding women entrepreneurs to claim their expertise, elevate their visibility, and build business ecosystems rooted in their true value. An attorney turned holistic strategist, she blends identity evolution with practical business design to help women define success and rise into confident, purpose-driven leadership. Barb is also the co-author of Sanity Savers, Tips for Women to Live a Balanced Life, as seen on NBC's Today Show. Welcome, Barb. I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Thank you, Sarah, so much for having me on. I'm so appreciative, and to be with you, I admire your work as well.
Thank you. So just as getting started, let me ask you, do you experience getting older? And if you do, what is that experience? And if you don't, why is it that you think that you don't?
Well, I have to be totally honest. I would love to say, no, I don't. I'm not experiencing getting older, but I am. And there's the usual things that, oh, where's this wrinkle that came in the mirror? To, oh, I can't stretch like that anymore. But then I think of all the wonderful things about getting older or aging. And there are so many things we're so much more, well, wiser, but I feel like my journey has been to be more conscious, more aware, more at peace with myself. And I like to say my mantra is to be in the flow of well-being, abundance, joy, and peace. So that's where I'm focusing my energy and my thoughts these days.
That's lovely, Barb. And, I have interviewed so many women, and I'll bet you 95% say something very similar to yours when I ask them that question. Yeah, my body and, my wrinkles and my, I can't do this and that. But other than that, I feel really better than I've ever felt. I feel more me. I feel more on purpose. And
Because we really know ourselves at this age, and if if you've done the inner journey, I like to say the work I do with women in business is from the inside out. If you work on the inner journey, then it starts really pouring out into your outer world, into the things that we know on our in our everyday lives, our work, our family, our relationships, different things like that. And many people have worked on different aspects of their lives from the inside out, but some haven't. And they may not have the same response, but I'm sure that everybody you're interviewing does, because it's a similar journey, and it's really rewarding to come to this stage of life and knowing that there's so much more to it than just aging or having some aches and pains. There's a whole new world to explore.
Absolutely. So you made a big transition, Barb. Um, you did a reinvention from being a lawyer to doing what you're doing now. How, what inspired you to make that journey?
I don't know if you call it inspire, but um, I went through a painful divorce, and that was many moons ago. And I've practiced law since, for sure. But there was always something inside of me that said there was something more, and I followed it way back then. Uh, but I'm really following it now at this stage of life. So this is where I can really just say this is what I want to focus on now. And I started off, of course, with my legal background and a lot of business background that I have. I helped women navigate through divorce. I did that in my legal practice a bit, so that was a natural. I then became a certified divorce coach, and I am now really focusing on the business end of things, really helping women to realize their potential at this stage. I do say the over 50 stage because that's where I'm at for sure, and I have been for a while. And that second, third act space when you look in the mirror and you say, I have something more to share to the world. I have something more to give, and I may not know where to start or how to get going on that, or how to inspire myself or how to motivate myself. And that's where I like to say we wise women come in, and I don't mean to compliment myself, but like yourself, we have lots of wisdom we've gathered through lots of experiences, a lot of iterations of ourselves, lots of different professional and personal experiences, and we can put all that in and share that out and be of service to people. And I focus in women over 50 in that space.
So it's been really good for you, and my reinvention has been really good for me. What do you wish women knew or understood about reinvention in midlife?
I wish they knew, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I wish they knew that yes, it takes some really digging in and a commitment to it. This is not something, yes, it's something we could dabble with, but if we really want to realize a certain goal or a certain, or be of what I feel is the mission here, to be of service, then it takes more than just having a passion. I have a very controversial stance on that. It's not only about passions. That's a big part of it. But to just follow your passions could follow you down some sort of a swirling circle or some sort of a dead end. There's got to be more than just having a passion for something.
What more does there have to be?
Well, there has to be some more depth to it than that. There has to be that service part of being of service, to add your wisdom, add your experience, add your knowledge to help people with challenges, struggles, problems in whatever they're dealing with, whether it's a business and personal circumstances, whatever they're coming up against that they need help and guidance or support to get through. Then there's more of that service piece in there that is really the anchor here. The passion is not the anchor piece, I feel. I feel the service piece is.
Oh, that's interesting. So, Barb, I know one of the things that's important for you is to have women own their value. What do you mean by that?
I mean that they really need to grow those roots, right? I believe in this my bloom metaphor. And when we have deep roots in our value, what we value about ourselves, then we're going to be valuable out there in the world. And so many women I work with have that value piece that's not solid and strong, does not have deep roots. So they're saying, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't think I can really be an expert here. I'm not sure. I'm this or that. It's filled with self-doubt. Almost that imposter syndrome comes into play a lot. And if you're not valuing yourself and believing in your core of how you can be of service and helping people in some way or another, then you are not going to portray that out there. And all things in business get affected by that, as far as maybe you're not working with the right clientele, everything from how you're pricing yourself to how you're positioning yourself to how you're speaking in front of people. To have that deep root into your value is to know that the work you're doing is really important and that you can make a difference.
That's interesting, Barb. So, if a woman is suffering from imposter syndrome, doubting her worth or whatever, how can you help her go through that and get to the other side?
Well, in my bloom metaphor, right, I talk about weeds, weeding, and we have to start just bringing that into our awareness of what's going on, what's coming up. So a lot of prompts, a lot of journaling, a lot of inner exploration of what is running your ship. What are you thinking about that may not and probably is not true, just like I'm not good enough. So we start identifying those weeds. And then when you know what your weeds are, your self doubts are, what you're afraid of, what your fears are, then you can start right pulling out those weeds. Now, of course, in the beginning, those weeds are huge because they haven't been pruned back, they haven't been pulled. But once you start working on that, then they do pop up again. Weeds always pop up, but they're going to be little sprouts that we can pull out, as time goes on. So the big work is really getting and flushing through all that. So we literally create new neural pathways in our brain function so that we don't default to that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm too old, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not the expert here, into all the possibilities and opportunities out there. But it does take that inner journey first to do that weeding process.
So, you created something called the Blueprint. I love that name.
Thank you.
What is it, and how do you work with women with that?
Well, it's my program. So we make just like a blueprint, right? It's a design of what we want to build. All the women I'm working with are trying to build something, and so we make a blueprint of their definition of success. And I like to say that we're redefining success. And I put in there the three I's. What everybody wants is they're doing their second or third act type of purpose-driven leadership or business or project. Is they want to make meaningful impact. Number one, that impact is really important to them. They want to lead their work with intention so that they can be in charge of their own path. They can, work on their own terms. They can keep well-being at the forefront. They're not hustling for validation all the time. They're working with the people that are going to really resonate for them and vice versa. And then the income piece, they're doing it to make some income. So you put all those together, and now you have a real nice formula for something that's very sustainable and what I call that a very healthy business ecosystem.
Oh, I love that. That is such a wonderful metaphor. It's so visual. So what are some signs that a woman's ready to bloom, even if she doesn't feel like she is?
Oh, she is maybe pounding away at her computer and forgets to eat. It's literally one of my clients. I'm like, oh my gosh, I said to her recently, you've really had a paradigm shift. She goes, yeah, everything's flowing out of me and I'm forgetting to eat. I'm so excited. She was very in a transactional business and has been and still is, and we can be in our mainstream businesses like I was as an attorney, but there was always something more calling me. So when you recognize that there's some other inner voice or some intuitiveness about you that says there's something I have to explore, there's something I have to explore, and that's where they hit the wall with that imposter syndrome thing initially, is like, oh my gosh, but I'm in this box. I do this. And now they have to make a shift. And it's during that shift where that amazing things happen.
I love that. I love that. So I know that you are just launching a Blooming Women Circle. What is that, and how did you decide to do it?
Well, I haven't launched it yet. It's going to be on social networking on Facebook. I have a group, and I'm going to segue it into Blooming Women's Circle, where we're going to just have a flow of ideas of women who are blooming and hear from them and be inspired and pick a book for the month and read about it and just have all inspirational tips and support for women blooming. Now, they may not even be thinking of a business, they just are hearing that there's something more and they're following that call. So they should definitely come on and be a member of the Blooming Women Club Circle so that they can hear from other women and know they're not alone, know they're not crazy. They are This is happening to them on purpose as they want to go into some more of a purpose driven flow and follow whatever it is. Like I said, it may not be a business. It's
So,
something.
so a woman doesn't need to already have something strongly in mind that she wants to do. She can just know that there's something more out there.
For the Blooming Women's Circle, yes, absolutely. I run the Bloom Business Incubator, and that's for women who have a business in, let's say, years 0 to 3 primarily, and they're wondering how to move along their path. They've probably have a new credential, and they're wondering how to put this all together and get going, or they may be spinning their wheels. I call it the swirl. They're probably swirling. They don't know kind of what direction to go in, and we put some form and substance around that. So the Bloom Business Incubator is wonderful for women who really are motivated. They want to achieve things. They want that impact. They're intentional business and to be in charge of it. And they want to make some income. So that's what the Bloom Business Incubator is. The Bloom Women's Circle is that idea place, is that, okay, why am I thinking about this? It's a little bit more of a creative space to explore and discover and know that there are other women thinking those same things.
I think I'm speaking for myself. I think it's such a comfort to know you're not the only woman beyond midlife who is thinking of wanting something more different or whatever. That, I'm not the only one. So good for you.
And that's a huge part of it, knowing that I'm not the only one. But I hear, am I crazy? I hear everything of, I think I should just get a job. I think which is fine. They've just come off of professional jobs or whatever, and they know they're hearing something else, but they don't know what that is. And so they might go into another structured environment that then they're like, no, I didn't really want this. And so they swirl. And so they work on what is my path? Where am I going? What am I trying to accomplish here? What meaningful impact am I trying to realize? And how am I going to work with people? Am I a thought leader or an expert and can be of service?
So, Barb, you have done a lot of things in your life and are now doing wonderful things. Of all the things you've done, what are the three things you're proudest of?
Wow. Okay, Sarah. Well, first of all, being a mom for sure, and now a grandma. So that it just has to start at the top of the heap because there is no better thing than to have wonderful children and now a grandchild. So that's number one. And number two is really, I mean, this is not anything that I can pick up or hold or is tangible, but it's really the biggest accomplishment has been working on myself, taking this inner journey, understanding that holistic and spiritual side of us, and all the energy and all the mind work and the mindset work. Of course, as if we want to bloom, we have to be in a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. So working on that, I often liken as being in yoga or meditating, and your mind wanders, right? Then you have to come back to the breath. And that's the work. Just saying, oh, my mind's wandering. I have to come back to the breath. So is a growth mindset when it wants to be in this fix. No, it's got to go this way. And then saying, or I can't, I have a problem here and I don't know get through it. It's saying, okay, I'm in that fixed mindset mode. Now I want to go in that growth mindset mode and I have a challenge. Okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm not sure how yet. So I believe that's like the biggest accomplishment. I used to be much more of a fixed mindset person. Now I'm a growth mindset person. And the third thing, Sarah, I don't know. I'm probably most proud of really keeping my well-being at the forefront. It's a top value of mine and the well-being of people around me, but I'm very, I guess, proud at the way am embracing each year as it comes and focusing on, staying younger instead of growing older, I guess, no matter what aches or pains there are. So having that value of well-being is really important to me.
Well, as we oftentimes hear, we can't be of value to anyone else if we don't take care of ourselves. And
That's right.
that, it's just not possible.
That's right.
Okay, so Barb, what's next? What is in the dream bag for you that you really hope at some point to step into or add to everything you're doing, or what's next?
Well, that's a great question. I'm currently working on a book and creative nonfiction, as somebody calls it, inspired by my own life and story and some of the pitfalls and some of the challenges I've encountered. I know our other women have. So I'm working on that. And just to work with more women and be in more live situations and speaking to more women in the coming year is something that really excites me. Not only talking to people virtually as we do, but also being in the room with them. So I'll be doing a workshop down in the Annapolis area of Maryland in April. I'll be out in Santa Fe and in April as well, and a couple other things that's really on my horizon, to really be in the room with women and help and be inspired by them as well in any way I can.
Terrific. So I am sure, Barb, that people want to get in touch with you. If they want to do that, what is the best way?
Well, they can go to my website, bloomwithbarb.com, and on every page there's a button to get in touch with me, so that I would love to talk to you. Schedule up a coffee chat. I like to say tea chat. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but if you go to bloomwithbarb.com, you can get in touch with me, and I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love to give everyone a complimentary discovery call, and maybe we can start with a little strategy on your value and your visibility, because that's what women find, that it's hard to root into their value, but once they get on that flow, they do. And then the visibility piece comes along, and they start becoming, coming out of the closet and being more invisible, and that's really exciting.
Okay, well, that's our time today. Please join us again. You can find our Prime Spark podcast on every popular outlet. You can find out more about Prime Spark at primesparkwomen.com. Thank you so much to my guest, Barb Scala. And don't forget, you can find her at bloomwithbarb.com. Thank you, Barb.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for inviting me on today.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you all for being with us. Take care, spread tolerance and love. Bye-bye. On Spotify and Apple Music, and just look for her, because you'll be very glad you did. So thank you for being with us, Tina.
Oh, totally my pleasure. What an honor.
No, my honor. Well, we're both honored. We can just
We're both honored. Yes, absolutely.
honor each other. Okay. So thank you, audience, for listening. Take care, spread tolerance and love. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode and would like to stay updated, you can head over to my website, primesparkwomen.com, and get my free Spark Guide, 7 questions to ignite your spark, to help you discover your own spark. See you in the next episode.